Right, so today we're going to go ahead and change the chain of this bike here. The process of changing a chain can take anywhere between 10 up to 15 minutes, even half an hour, depending on your skill level. On a scale of difficulty from 1 to 5, this is about a 1.5. I am fairly used to the process. However, if you're doing this for the first time, it may be like a 2.5 for you. But it's a fairly simple process, and I'll be walking you guys through that. So these are the things that you're going to need. Chain, of course, a chain tool, or for the old timers you can use hammer and nail. You're going to need your socket wrench. Basically that's to pull the back wheel, to loosen the back wheel. And also you're going to need your spanner. Some bikes may use two spanners, you know, like a 10mm or a 8mm or 10 and 12. Alright, so the first process is to loosen your back wheel, or to pull your back wheel. So you must be wondering why I pull the back wheel. Well, basically you loosen the back wheel because at the end of it all you're going to want to adjust the chain to the tightest tension. So you pull the back wheel and you're going to basically push up the back wheel so that the chain is going to get slack, which makes it easier to come up. And when you put in on the new chain, you adjust it to it's at the tightest tension starting out. So usually when you're loosening the back wheel, the nut tends to spin. So in order for you to get the back wheel well loosened, you want to ensure that you have something else holding on to that nut. For this purpose, I'll be using another socket wrench. You can use a adjustable wrench, or you can use one of those big pliers. Alright, so once we have that done, then we can start the removal of the chain. Now what you want to do, if your chain has a master link, you want to remove the master link, right? If your chain doesn't have a master link, then you'd have to basically push one of these pins out using the chain tool, and then you can take your chain off. But for this purpose, we're using the master link, which is right here. So for the purpose of removing the master link, I am using a flathead. Usually I would use what they call a bird beak pliers. It's basically a pliers with two very small tips that you can use to like hold this and like take it out, but don't have that right now, so I'm using a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so basically I'm using the flathead here along with a pliers to just tap the back of the flathead so that the master link can come out. You can use anything to tap the back of it, but this is what I am using for now. Just like that, it comes right off. Alright, so once the master link is out, then you want to remove this here. Simple process, just put the thingy behind it and just pull it out, and you can push these pins in like so, and then remove it from here. It's a lot harder because the chain is really tight. What you can do at first is to give your back wheel a little tap, right, so that it can move, and give the chain some slack, and you just pull and boom, chain is out. Easy as that. So put these together so that you don't lose them. The master link, yeah. Boom, just put this aside. Alright, so here's a new chain. What you want to do with the new chain is to find the master link. Now usually the new chain is already pre-oiled, so what you want to do is to ensure that you don't make it touch ground, so that no debris or no sand or anything like that catch it. So just like that, boom, boom. And this chain feel kind of dry still, so I'm never gonna oil it. But here's a master link. Hope you can see it right there. Boom. Alright, so with the new chain, what you want to do is to remove the master link right here, Same process as removing it on the bike. Can get this darning thing to just line up. Alright, so I got this master link off. Basically I had to kind of fix the chain on the bike like so and get it out. Much easier. Alright, so you can see the chain coming right apart just like that. Yeah. Alright, so retrofitting this chain on the sprocket, realize that it's a 520 chain. This chain is 428 if I'm not mistaken. Right, now I realized that the chain was small. I realized that this chain was small, and I realized that this chain, this new one, was a different size, but I thought that it could still work because the sprocket, it seemed kind of big. But unfortunately, this sucks. Unfortunately, it cannot work. So yeah, as you can see, this chain does not fit in the grooves of the sprocket. So what we'll have to do basically is to buy a smaller chain or to upgrade the sprocket. Right now the chain is much cheaper. Chain, well, not really cheaper, but better option. So as you can see, this one fits right in the sprocket. So basically what I would normally do is get the old chain, get the new chain rather, have the old one on the sprocket, get the new one, put it on the sprocket like that. Then the master link, this I would put in this like so. So basically I would connect them, right? This is just to show you what I would do. Connect them, right, and then run it through the front sprocket because it would be easier that way. Alright, so since the chain is not the correct size, I cannot really show you that right now, but I'll definitely go ahead and make a next video. But for now we're going to go ahead and reconnect this chain back on the bike, so I'll show you that process. Alright, master link right here, boom. So we just pull the chain like so, pull it as tight as possible like so. Basically get the master link, boom, cover plate, take off the cover plate, boom, master link, push this down, get the master link through one. Oh god, boom, and just like that you would be connected. So then you put on the plate over it like that, and then the master link goes like so. Put it down in the first one, then the second one you kind of knock it on. Like that. And the chain is back on, as easy as that. So once you have the chain back on, you want to check the tension of the chain to ensure that it's not too slack, right? If it is too slack, then what you would do is to go ahead and take your spanner, and you would basically adjust your adjuster nuts that are usually right around the back here. For this one now, it was pre-adjusted, so the tension of the chain is pretty good. So I won't go ahead and do anything to that. So the last thing that we do is to basically tighten up the axle. So when you're tightening the axle, you want to go ahead and it's the same process as loosening the axle. You want to use your spanner or your wrench right here, and then you want to use something else, adjustable or so, to hold the other side so that it doesn't move. If you want to know basically how much to tighten it, what I would recommend is tighten it until you really cannot anymore. Don't over tighten it, but you have to find that little sweet spot where it's tight, but it's not, you know, you don't have to give it Superman strength. So untighten. Alright, so like that's good enough. Yeah. So to me this video is a fail, but hope it's educational to you guys so far. But that is the basic process of how you go about putting on a new chain. That's the basic process. Now the chain tool, which is right there, you would only use a chain tool in the event that you somehow mash up you break the little clip there for the master link. You could break that. I have done it before, so you use a chain tool to basically put on a chain without the master link. Alright, so that's when you would use a chain tool right there. But from you have the master link on the chain, then you'll be quite fine. It's a simple process, but that's basically how you get it done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bless up.